Alrighty, y'all. This is what happens when you have a fire. Okay? You gotta get it all clean and wiped down, okay? So this is what happened when you drop water and grease. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is gonna show you how to take off the smoke. I got most of it off. Okay? So we're about to prep and paint and change all what has happened. Okay, y'all? We're just doing this room because this is the room that actually got done, okay? So we have our paint. Yeah. You want to get the glossy paint. You see it? Glossy. You know? Semi-glossy so you can wipe it down. And you need the paintbrush, your rollers, your gloves, and your stick to stir the paint, okay? Then you need a bucket. You need some awesome. You need some. And you need some white vinegar. That's what gets the white off. Okay? From it looking like this. Sorry. From it looking like this to looking like that. Looking like this to looking at that. Looking at this, nasty, to looking at that. A different results. It's not going to be perfect, people. So don't make it seem as perfect, okay? So don't forget, when you're taping to paint, you want to tape where the tape is at the corner to the corner so don't get on your cabinets, okay? Don't have to be perfect, but make sure you align it all the way down, okay? That's to paint your edges. Now listening to Momo? Okay. Now, don't forget, when painting, if you don't want to take the plug socket off, tape the plug around, okay? And then you paint around it, okay? You also do it on your side wallings, just like this, okay? And then you take your tape, okay, y'all? You take your tape, okay? Hold on, y'all. I gotta get it positioned. Alright, y'all. So you take your tape, okay? You take your tape. You see your tape? And then you take your tape. And you tear off your piece of tape. Okay? Okay? It's Momo. You're painting with Momo. You're painting with Momo. Okay? So look. Now that I got the tape, okay? You're going to take your tape. And you're going to align it. You see that? Align it. Well, that one needs a sealer anyway. It needs one of them water seals for their window seal. Yeah, I'm moving, so I got to fix, you know. I ain't got to fix the place because I don't trash people's stuff, but, you know. Right thing to do is if you burn up, you got to paint up, baby. Wash it up and paint it up. Don't be assholes and act like you don't know how to clean up your mess, babies, okay? When you living in somebody else's shit, you gotta learn how to fix the shit. Okay, peoples? You gotta learn how to fix things that happen in your house, baby, okay? And if you're a single woman, like I am, okay? You're gonna have to just figure out how to do it on your own, baby, because men ain't gonna help you like they say they is, baby. So you can't always count on them, but you can count on the ones that's, you know, real men, okay? So hold on, babies. If you can't see me, you can't run with me, I understand, okay? Remember, so you want to take your little thing with dick hair, okay? And you want to seal your window seal, baby. They need to get that water seal. There's a seal that they can seal this up where it don't be looking where wind and stuff is coming in their windows. But, you know, this ain't my property, so. My daddy used to own apartments. That's how I know what I'm doing, baby. Yeah, I've been doing this for years, baby. My daddy told me that if there ain't a man, shit, you gotta do what you gotta do. He taught us all how to do what we had to do. You know what I'm saying? So when you are alone, you can remain strong. You know what I mean, babies? So that way, if there's men out there, they be mad at you, baby. They gotta understand that, shit, if you ain't got nobody, you better get up in there and do it yourself, baby. Or you gonna look like fool for the fool. Because men ain't doing what they supposed to do nowadays. Now, back in the day, they used to. Nowadays, a woman know more than a man now how to do shit, baby. You better ask somebody. Where my baby boy at? He sleep. I'm gonna show him in the morning how to do this. I don't know if his daddy know how to do this. I know how to do it, so I can show my boys how to do a lot of manly things, you know, that they need to know. If they want to know by a girl. But not all of us are dumb, baby. Some of us got some strong minds, baby. That seems to be a problem nowadays, to actually know how to do something in life as a female. So guys get jealous of you, baby. So just know, take this. You know, you're going to have a whole lot of haters, baby, when you can actually do it on your own. And you're going to have lonely nights, honey. Trust me, you'll have a lot of lonely nights, because men get jealous if you know how to do stuff, baby. They feel empowered. I mean, depowered or whatever. Devalued or whatever. But it's only because they leave us alone so much, we remain strong. So we start learning things on our own. Sometimes it's good to have a woman that knows some things around the house, instead of a two-head. Because when your ass ain't around, you can get some real stuff done, baby. I ain't picking on y'all ladies that don't know how to do shit. But if you're gonna rock in my world, you're gonna have to learn how, baby. Because men gonna expect you to do a lot of stuff if you rock in my shoes. They don't want to do nothing. Trust me. If you know how to do it, trust me, a man act like a peon bitch on your ass. But I ain't hating on men, baby. Women, y'all need to get off y'all asses and start learning how to do some shit and help these men out. I wonder what's up in there. Hello! There's a hole in the ceiling. I ain't do it, but there is one. Yeah, so, yeah. Well, it was already like, most of it was already like this when I got in here. They didn't freshly paint my apartment, so whoever bought this from the place so it'd be probably the first time this part over here got actually painted, because they didn't paint crap up in here, baby, no. They did some half-ass shit. Yeah, they did. Alright, when y'all doing the lights poles, when y'all do your light switches, baby,